Blanton. Today we're at Northern Ireland Science Park here with Meagan. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
You'd just like to let our viewers know a little bit about yourself, Meagan. Obviously, if you can tell by the accent, Meagan isn't from Belfast, so if you'd like to share that.
Sure. I'm Meagan Blanton, one of the program managers here at the Northern Ireland Science Park. Moved over 2 years ago from San Francisco. So the reason I came here was did a study abroad at university. Thought it was a great place. Originally I was under the impression I was going to hate it, rain, angry people, all that, but ended up being great and came back after working in San Francisco at the British Consulate. So I was working with UK Trade Investment, got a good picture of what was going on in the UK, and then definitely wanted to come over and help. So that's me here.
Awesome. You'd like to let the viewers know about the Northern Ireland Science Park. What takes place here?
Sure. We are the Northern Ireland Science Park, so we have some locations down in the Titanic Quarter on the Queen's Road. We've just started our third building, so it's already at capacity. Within the Science Park, I'm part of the NISP Connect program. It's based off a program that was in San Diego to economies similar to ours. They were down in the dumps for a while and looked to the research base to help grow their economy, and now they're in competition with Silicon Valley. So we've set our targets. We've built a knowledge economy report for the next 30 years. Our programs are kind of fill the gaps of the areas that we need help with. So it's anything from investment, skills and education, trying to create jobs that are the nice white lab coats that are going to make us rich.
Awesome. And I mean, some people don't know about the UK trade investment. Would you like to let them know what they do? Because I mean, we've heard some great things and your experience there.
UKTI is a great public sector program. Actually, it's like the investment arm of the UK, based all around the world. I came from the San Francisco office, and what they do is they look after any UK companies that are looking to get a wider footprint around the world. So if it's the West Coast in San Francisco, every sector that's big there, they'll tell you what's going on. They'll help make introductions, have big events to get things going on topics, game developers conference, things like that. And then they also are talking to the companies that are based there, so the Microsofts, the Googles, the Apples, helping them get interest in the UK, look at the talent here, look at the universities, and hopefully help them set up.
Awesome. We should speak about your thoughts on Belfast's tech community.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to be more specific, when I came over, I was focusing on the creative and digital media companies. I knew they were here, and I just thought they were at a boiling point where they really needed to commercialize and kind of make those introductions and get outside of Northern Ireland. There's really good stuff going on here. It's still a big growing sector, and there's really exciting things happening. The guys at Farset Labs have like a geek gym, so it's a location where companies can go and basically pluck talent. We've got some great incubators and things, ideas that are happening to help build the community as well, so people can kind of come in and come out, foster the startup companies that are doing really well and will succeed. The guys down in Newry at
Emerald Valley.
They're kind of leading on this, doing some great things, and we need to replicate it all over the place.
Absolutely, yeah. What's your thoughts in terms of the government's role in the tech community? Do you think they have a role to play?
That's a tough one. I think they need to help the companies get to the next step, but be a bit hands-off. There's a bit of a perspective of like the government shouldn't be giving away so many grants and funding. The companies need to create the competition themselves. But with the economy the way it is right now, I don't think it's that easy, and I think making the connections and making that all happen, we still need a bit of support. So yes and no.
Cool. I mean, obviously, coming from the States, coming over to the UK, what's your experience been? I mean, the West Coast is like, where it all started. I mean, it's where we look across for inspiration. What's the differences?
It was an amazing culture shock, because even though I'd been over here many times, and even in London and Manchester and Liverpool, I hadn't realized how much support companies were actually getting from the public sector. Once I got over that, it was like, okay, where do we start? There's so much good things happening, and once you meet the people with the good attitudes, you're just like, oh, we have to make this work and get you. I don't know. I think the destination is still the West Coast, but we can replicate that here and kind of make it a buzz city, and people will want to come to the UK. The culture is another thing. So we were talking about that earlier. One of the programs I look after is Generation Innovation. So that's designed to kind of look at why Belfast in Northern Ireland isn't like San Francisco. You know, it's like in the water for our ambition, and just waking up one day and going, I can do this. They've done it, so can I. So we still have to kind of, you know, put that into the culture here, and it comes down to getting the parents excited about, like, you know, not just going down the avenue of accounting and law for the students and their careers. There's so many other options, and the schools as well, the career advisors need to understand that, like, actually that's what we need. We need people to start creating jobs and getting out of the norm and doing the really good stuff that's going to blow up our economy. So
I mean, one thing we found is the culture is against kind of building for the long term. You know, in America, we can only say this through looking through the internet, but I mean, you've experienced it, that can-do attitude, and it's not fake or corny, it's a belief that you can build something, and it can be global. I don't know if you've experienced that being in the UK. We kind of, it's very few people who talk about the long term in tech, you know, the idea that we can compete on a global scale. I mean, I don't know if you've experienced that at all.
Yeah, I think there's almost a shyness of the ambition. Like, you only hide it and save it for the real conversations. But actually, anyone that I talk to, I want to hear, like, I'm going to be the #1 company in this sector, and I'm going to make this much money. That's awesome. And the more companies that are out there talking like that, that's great for us. Come talk to us. But in the meantime, like, San Francisco, you go to the bar after work, everybody just leaves the office and goes to the bar, and it's not like you're still working, but that's where all the networking happens. Even if you're out with your friends, you start talking to someone, oh, you work at this company, you exchange business cards. There's no hesitation about kind of talking about what you do. It's not that your work is your identity, but, like, everyone's just there to make things happen.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's a real passion for everyone. I think people forget how passionate we are.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on terms of creating links with the West Coast? Do you think it's something that's important for Britain to do?
Yeah, I think it's there's still something there that we can all learn from. There's a positivity and a can-do attitude. Like, you know, if you can't go this direction, how do we build a bridge to go around it? And I think we just kind of need to pick up and run with that. It's just kind of a healthy way of living, and then until we're all happy in our jobs and kind of do it, even though it's not making a lot of money or whatever, as long as we're happy and fulfilled, I think that's really important for us to kind of move on, especially in Northern Ireland. Everyone talks about post-conflict area and everything like that, and it'll come.
Yeah, no, I mean, from what we've seen so far, the tech communities just feel it's really on the tipping point of showcasing to the world the talent that's here.
Yeah.
I mean, we speak off camera before about that the UK can have a part to play with the relationship with the West Coast, because of the talent here. There's some super smart people here, but it's kind of, we feel hesitant to go across there, and we don't know how we're going to be interpreted when we go across there. I wonder, is the West Coast open to working with the UK?
Absolutely. We were just talking there about some of the tech celebrities like Johnny Ive who are over there. They're not the last to go. You know, we have more here, and I think we just need to make sure it's loud and proud. And anytime you're heading over to the West Coast or you want to get there, like, there's support to help you there. And San Francisco isn't closed. They want everyone and anyone, the best of the best, to come. So if you think you've got it, like, you know, go and make the connections.
And moving forward, what would you like to see? Are your plans to stay in Belfast?
It's a tough one. Ideally, I could do 50% in San Francisco and 50% here.
Yeah.
I think at some point in time I will have to head back, probably because my visa will expire. But
yeah. So maybe the government should be doing the best to keep people like yourself here.
I would love to just continue building those relationships. If I come across companies here and I know, you know, the Googles and Apples at home that would pick them up and run with them, then that would be the best job ever.
Awesome. Meagan, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers.
Take care.